Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we're super happy to have you here. And if you've been listening and enjoying for a while, I would be super grateful if you would please take a moment to give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It's one of the best and simplest ways to pay it forward and help others find the show so that they too can tap into the powerful perspectives and positive vibrations we are collectively emanating. The other unique and magical way to share this show is by sending any friends you think would benefit from listening to this podcast our Game with the Universe link at positivehead.com/game. Also listed in the show notes, which will serve them up a quote-unquote random episode when they click it. Just instruct them before clicking the link to close their eyes for a moment and sincerely ask the universe to cue up the episode that contains the insight and perspectives that they most need to hear at this point in their life journey, and then click to listen to whatever episode is synchronistically served up to them. I have heard time and time again from people about the incredible results they received playing the game. So just tell your friends magical results are guaranteed or their karma back.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome one and all. I am super excited that you have joined me on this magical today. Today, a day where pretty soon, in the next week or so, we are going to be able to see with our naked eye a comet that we have not seen for 50,000 years. And this comet, this time around, is appearing green to us. Its hue is green. And this is something that we've never seen before. And I find this absolutely fascinating because the energy that our universe is in right now, the energy that the earth is in right now, we've moved into this higher vibrational place. And all vibration, all energy is translated into color. And so throughout the light vibrational spectrum, each color has a certain vibration, a certain tone, a certain feel, a certain set of characteristics to it. And so we've been living in the yellow zone for thousands of years, and we're moving into the green zone of love. We've been here in the yellow zone learning the lessons of love so that we could move into this density that is pure love. And I'm going to get into that in just a little bit, these energies that we're in and that we're moving into. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about comets and throughout history, what they have meant throughout different cultures. So many cultures think that when they see a comet, that it is a bad omen, an omen of famine or disease or pestilence or some sort of disaster. And there are other cultures who see it as a good omen. And that also depends on what area of the sky this is all happening and what time of year, what is the sign that we are currently moving through. All of these energies that are present affect the other energies. Everything that happens in the universe affects everything in the universe. And so when we have an energy move through a certain area, that is going to mingle with and affect the energies of that area. And so when a comet moves through an area, it brings its energy. And whatever that energy is, it's going to mingle with the energy of what's going on in that system at that time. And so it always brings change. Some of the biggest changes and revolutions and upheavals throughout our history have come around the time of a comet. And actually, this comet is happening with the same type of configurations that happened during the Protestant Reformation. So if you think about that, all of the different energies that are present and all of the things that are happening in our world right now, there's been changes in rulership, possibly coming changes in rulership, natural disasters, all sorts of things have been happening this year and in the years prior to this year. And in the many years prior to this year, we have been working through these energies. And so this comet, it's going to be very interesting to see how the next month or so goes, to see what develops, what kind of truths it's going to bring to light. Because we are in this time of tremendous change where many of the truths that were hidden from us for many, many years are coming to light. And maybe this comet is coming to bring more light to those truths. And of course, that's going to come with a little bit of upheaval because change is not easy. It's not easy for many. It's hard to let go of the old system to bring in a new one. And this is exactly why we are all here right now. We are ushering in this new way. All of us souls that are here, all of you here listening to this podcast, you've all volunteered to be here at this time. And you were all granted the permission and the ticket, actually, to be here. It's like souls are waiting in line. And the line is very, very long. And you have to have a certain set of qualifications in order to come down here. This is the most highly sought after ticket in the universe. And all of us here are so incredibly lucky to get a first front row seat. We get to watch this all go down in real time. And we are here helping. We're here bringing the awareness. And many of us are doing that, just doing it on our own. Being that change. The only way we change the world is by being that change. And so that means each and every one of us has to come to our own awareness. That light bulb needs to go off within each and every one of us. And we get to that on our own. And what's so beautiful is that we have so much help, and this comet included. Not only do we have so much help from our guides and our angels and our star family ancestors, we also have this energy coming in from the universe, from all around us, from the sun, from this comet, all around us. We have help. And so this is the time to pick up that energy and ride this wave, to allow this energy, this beautiful, loving light that we are moving into, that we are more strongly moving into in the universe. As we slowly move, it becomes stronger and stronger. And we all notice that the energies are stronger, meaning our thoughts are becoming things more quickly. We are able to manifest more quickly. Our intuition is stronger. Everything about this energy is stronger, and we are noticing it. And this is why, especially in the last couple years, there has been so much awakening. This energy that we're moving into is undeniable, and it is hard not to catch it, hard not to notice it.
Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a minute to tell you about the exclusive Dream Builder live virtual event from January 27th to 29th. If all it took was 3 short days to turn your life around, would you feel and have the courage to do so? If so, then you won't want to miss best-selling author Mary Morrissey and her team of all-stars who will show you how to break all the rules, feel more confident, and set yourself up for enormous abundance. You'll discover how to build a new, supremely confident you in 3 short days. Super powerful beyond what you dreamed possible. Learn how to rewire your subconscious mind with tools of spiritual manifestation, raising your vibration so powerfully that life rearranges itself to help your dreams come true. Plus, you'll discover the #1 secret to achieving the fabulous new life you and everyone deserves, so you can enjoy more happiness, more wealth, more joy in every area of your life. Go to bti.com/positive and register for your free tickets with a reimbursable deposit today.
So I want to get into a little bit more about the energies of this 3rd density and the energies of the 4th density that we're moving into. And so the material that I want to share with you today comes from the Law of One, or the raw material. And in these books, there is so much information, so much material about the nature of reality, about creation, about how all of this works. And I find the information in these books so incredibly valuable, and that's why I often share it with you. And so what they say about the 3rd density, or our experience here that we're living in 3rd density, they call it the yellow ray, and is the cycle of self-awareness. We're all here becoming self-aware. That process of individuation, as Jung called it, and I talked about last week in the Inner Alchemy. We are all learning to understand who we are as individuals, what makes us us, and we're remembering that each and every day. We're here learning these lessons with each other and learning about ourselves, learning these lessons of love. It is said that the third density are self-conscious manifestations of a social nature as well as of an individual nature. And what they're really saying here is that we are creating our reality. We are manifesting our reality through our consciousness. And we do this individually and we do this socially. And we are learning this entire practice, this whole way of being by living here in this density and working through all of the different workings and all the different processes and the different lessons that we are here to learn. So this density cycle, obviously, there's a first and a second density. The first density are our elements, the earth, air, fire, and water. And the second density are our plant life and all of the animals, everything that is alive and breathing that we look to as alive and breathing as an organism, we call second density. So the third density, they say, is extremely rapid in compared to the first and second, because the third density is a choice. And that choice is, are we here to serve ourselves? Are we here being selfish and greedy? Or are we here to serve others? Are we here to serve the whole in oneness and unity, in love and light? This is what we're here learning, and this is the choice that we're making. You can see many people in this world around us making this choice, especially in the last couple years. There are those who are choosing greed, and there are many, many, many more who are choosing the harmony, choosing the unity, choosing the community, choosing the love. This is where we are moving. Those who are choosing the greed are going to get stuck in this old paradigm, stuck in the old earth. Those of us who've decided we like the unity part, we are moving on to this new dimension. The law of one calls this being harvestable, like they're picking a vegetable that is done from the garden and picking it. It is now harvested. So as humans, as souls, we are harvested from this density into the next so that we can begin our new experience. And throughout this, we are gradually moving because our body, our energy body, needs to kind of gradually adjust, get in tune, because you can't just go from yellow to green. You have to go from like a little greenish yellow to a little darker yellow green into the more green. And there's so many variations in there between yellow and green. But all of those different color variations, we have to go through energetically as well. And this has to be an extremely slow process. They say that this process can take anywhere between 100 and 700 years. They say it is difficult to estimate due to the uncharacteristic anomalies of this transition, that many here have already begun the fourth density work, and the climate of the planetary consciousness plays a large role in either benefiting or retarding the process. Now, we talk about this all the time, that the more we get together, the more we bring our energies together and we focus on the same intentions, and that we're all seeing this love and unity, the more we are benefiting this process, the more we are allowing this process to not take as long. The more we retard it, the more we make it go slow, the longer it's going to take. So this density, especially compared to the rest of the densities, is nothing but a uniquely short period of time, or what we consider to be time, and is for the purpose of making this choice in service. Are we serving ourselves or are we serving the whole? And before this choice can be made, we have to lay a foundation. And that's where the first and second densities come in, to lay the foundation. And also to establish the illusion. And it says the viability of that which can be made spiritually viable. So that's very interesting. The viability of that which can be made spiritually viable. Because if self-awareness never occurs, then one is not spiritually viable, meaning one is not inspirited. The spirit does not come in until it is self-aware. And so before that, in the first and second densities, we have that group consciousness. We don't have that individual spirit that comes in as that individual soul. And that bringing in of the spirit only happens when we become self-aware. The remainder of the densities is for the continuous refining of the choice that we have made here in this third density. So whatever choice we make, we then refine that choice along the fourth and fifth and sixth densities. Actually, by the time we get to sixth, what happens is we all go positive. Because at sixth density, it is a level of understanding of unity. And in that unity, you understand, you see very clearly that what you do to one, you do to all. And therefore, you see that when you're only serving yourself, that you're taking from the whole and you have to turn. So it's like this level of awareness and understanding that turns you to the positive because the level of wisdom has become so great that you can see it no other way. So the purpose for this incarnation in our third density here is to learn these ways of love. The choice that we're making, they say, is the work of a moment, but it is the axis upon which the creation turns. That means we make this choice in a moment, in every moment of every single day, in all of our thoughts and in all of our actions. We are consistently making these choices. Our full-on choice is how much, what is our barometer, what is the percentage of the time we are making this choice towards the service to others? And that percentage needs to be 51%. So if you are consistently making this choice 51% of the time, that means you are moving on. You are ascending into these new vibrations, into these new energies, and are technically what they say is harvestable. 51% is all we need. So if we are 51% making these choices towards love and unity and service to others, we are going to the new earth. It says that the nature of third density is constant. Its ways are to be learned the same now and ever. So no matter what form the entity facing the lessons and mechanisms are the same. The Creator will learn from itself. Each entity has unmanifested portions of learning, and most importantly, learning which is involved with other selves. And because there really are no other selves, every other self is just our self, another creator, the Creator learning from itself because there is no other, there is only one. So just a bunch of creators running around learning from each other, learning from ourselves, itself, Creator self. Interesting thoughts, huh? All here learning from each other. So if we didn't have these relationships, we wouldn't be learning. We wouldn't be able to learn in these ways. And these lessons that we're here learning are part of a blueprint. And so these ways will be the same now and ever because it's part of a blueprint. These are the lessons we came here to learn. It's part of the school. These are the classes and these are the things that we are taught. And so it is part of the blueprint. And once we learn these lessons and once we make this choice, we get to move into the fourth density. The fourth density is called green ray, the cycle of love or understanding. The approximations of the positive statements of fourth density are like this. It is a type of bipedal vehicle which is much denser and full of life. Denser in terms of energetically denser, not physically denser. It is a plane wherein one is aware of the thought of other selves. It is a plane wherein one is aware of the vibrations of other selves. It is a plane of compassion and understanding of the sorrows of third density. It is a plane striving towards wisdom or light. It is a plane wherein individual differences are pronounced, although automatically harmonized by group consensus. The fourth density habit is that of offering temptations and of energizing pre-existing distortions. They say that we can only explain what is not and approximate what is. Beyond fourth density, the ability to approximate grows more and more limited until they become without words. So they say that which fourth density is not, it is not of words unless chosen. It is not of heavy chemical vehicles for body complex activities. It is not of disharmony within self. It is not of disharmony within peoples. It is not within limits of possibilities to cause disharmony in any way. So that sounds like a very harmonious place where we're all telepathic. We don't need to speak. we are living in compassion and in understanding, and where we all understand that differences are good. And they're so good even that they're pronounced, meaning they're exaggerated. So our differences are even more so, and that is all harmonized within the group. How amazingly beautiful does all of that sound? I'm looking forward to living there myself. I always see it as the beginning of the movie Mimsy, The Last Mimsy. And maybe it's not the beginning of the movie, but there is a beginning scene where these kids are learning from their teacher in a field, and they're telepathic and they're floating and they're doing all of these amazing things in nature. This is where we are going. I love you all so much. That's it for me today. I'm going to leave you with this song by Symbolico called Hanging in Space. Until next time, I love you all.